want to look at some adding and subtracting polynomial rules. Primarily, we're just looking at polynomials and trying to figure out the rules in which we add them and then subtract them. So let's do an example. 3x squared plus 2x minus 3 plus 9x squared minus 4x plus 6. Okay, basically I got a bunch of garbage, okay? It's all put together. And what we got to do is we have to kind of simplify that garbage down, okay? We've got to organize it. And we've got to organize it so that all of my stuff is put in degrees, okay? So I want stuff with the largest exponents up front and down to the smallest. And that's important just in general whenever you leave Algebra 1, okay, and Foundations. So, and Intermediate. So we got to think about the different things that we need to do here. The first thing is really you just want to look at what you have. You want to collect terms that I can combine together. And so when I look at this thing, I see some terms. I see this guy right here, and I see this guy right here. Notice what I did. I circled 3x squared, and I circled the positive in front of 9x squared. Reason being is that I got to keep that sign with it. It's not just a number. It means it's a positive 9. So notice that those two have squares. Well, that means I can add them together because they're like, okay? So that means like I could take 2 apples and put them together, but I can't take an apple and an orange and put them together. See, these two things are the same because they have the same variable. And so 3x squared and 9x squared is going to make 12x squared. We're not going to change that. See, we're going to keep that square the same every time. So whatever my exponent is, keep it the same. So when we look here, I see a positive 2x and I see a negative 4x. Well, positive 2 plus negative 4 equals negative 2. And remember, we're not making it x squared or anything like that. We're just going to keep it x. It's just combining stuff, right? And then negative 3 and positive 6, well, when you put them together, that's going to make positive 3. I'm crossing them out so that I make sure that I've taken care of everything. And notice that our answer is a little bit smaller. It's nice. And it's in nested form. It's in standard form. It has a square, it has a 1 that's not listed there, and then I have 0 x's. So make sure that you understand what you're doing here and that you're putting it in nested form. We don't want this thing to look like 3 minus 2x plus 12x squared. We want the square out in front. Okay, so let's look at another example. And this time we're going to look at subtracting, okay? So let's look at this. Parentheses, 4x to the cube minus 2x squared plus 3 minus 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 6. Okay, so now I put some parentheses. Parentheses don't change anything except if there's a negative. That negative is not going to change the stuff in front of it. Okay, it's not going to change any of that. It's going to only change the stuff behind it. So that means everything in front can just be rewritten. 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3. But everything behind it, it's all going to change. Because what this is telling you is that you're subtracting all this part from the other part. So this negative has to go through. Basically, all you're doing is changing the signs on everything that's on the inside of this set of parentheses. For example, 2x is it's positive right now, right? So now it's going to be negative. 2x cubed. 4x is negative, so now it's going to be positive. 2x positive, going to change to a negative. And then finally, the 6, it's negative. Well, it's going to change to a positive. But now we're back to this big long piece of garbage that we need to get combined down, simplified, to create a nice nested form. So what do we do on the last one? Well, I think what we did is we took a look at like terms. And we made sure to circle the signs that are in front of it. I only see 2 cubes, so we can put them together. 4 and -2, that makes positive 2, right? Let's change the color. Makes a positive 2x cubed. Gone. I see some squares. We've got a negative and a positive 4. So a -2 and positive 4. It's going to make another positive 2x squared. Notice how I'm looking at things that have the powers in decreasing order. So I'm looking at the largest power, then the next largest power, then the next large, so that I can already create my nice nested standard form. All right, I don't see any x's except for this guy, so that means I guess I can just bring that down. And then I do see a 3 and a 6. They're both positive, so that means 9. Well, there we go. Now we're in a nice nested form, okay? We have our standard form, 3, 2, 1, 0. So this is adding and subtracting polynomials. Just make sure you're careful, okay? And that you don't combine powers. You just combine the numbers in front.